welcome to the very first episode of Access All Areas with me, your host, Abby Roberts. This is a series where we're going to go backstage with all your favourite artists and find out a little bit more. And today I'm joined by my very first, very special guest, Izzy Bee Phillips, lead singer of the band Black Honey.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Today we're thinking of doing a blue sort of 60s kind of look.
Oh my god, I'm excited.
I thought I was very you.
I'm really ready for you to do my makeup finally.
So I'm curious, for like your typical getting ready process for a show, what is that like?
So I find like the getting ready process to be quite soothing. Like sometimes I'm really nervous before stage, and so I spend a lot of time just like with like maybe like a mood board or a Pinterest, and I'll try and do a concept like that's like based around like my mood or my outfit for the day. And usually I'll do like quite a lot of heavy skin. I've got this quite like strong, you know, is it called the apple? You know, the KVD apple one?
Oh yeah,
it's
I've
very
used that one. Yeah,
it's very strong. Amazing for stage. Like it doesn't last that long, but when you're like up there, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I like the feeling of having like really like pale skin and like quite drag like almost. Do you still enjoy makeup as much as you ever did?
I do, but like in a different way now. I feel like makeup to me is more like world building as part of like everything else that I'm doing, and it's not like my sole focus, I suppose.
Yeah. I love the experience of like transforming yourself. I think that's what's fun about makeup.
Yeah, and do you feel like that helps with like the persona of getting on stage?
Yes.
As well. I do too. I'm like, without makeup,
I kind of
could
create
not
the
go on
character
stage.
for the day. You're like, today I'm this character in this outfit. I do a lot of like warming up whilst I do my makeup as well.
Yeah.
And I find the two go really well together. If you're just like humming along as you're like putting on some eyeshadow, and there's something really magical about like an artist doing their makeup before stage. It kind of makes me think of like Bowie drawing on like the moon on his head or whatever. Like it must have been such an insane thing to see. Like it's such an important part of the artistic process for me. Not to say that I think that everyone should do that. I think it's cool as well when people are like, no makeup, and everyone should be different and we should celebrate everyone for their differences. But for me, it's definitely like, I put my character on my face and then I can sing through the lens of that character.
Yeah, I feel the same way, because I think when I first started like performing and stuff, I found it really hard and like embarrassing and vulnerable to like be on stage like that. But then I thought about it more like performing like the character of whatever that song is. And I think that helped me like hide behind that a little bit more.
Do you get scared before you go on stage?
I do, kind of like the 20 minutes before, because it's like there's nothing else you can do other than wait. It's like the anticipation.
Yeah.
Do you?
Like if I don't get nervous, then I'm worried, because I'm just so used to feeling the nerves, because it takes so much courage to go out there and do it. I always like loved doing singing and stuff as a kid, but it was the songwriting that really got me. And like I love being on stage and being in sort of like a school play or whatever.
Yeah.
But I hated being other characters. I wanted to be the characters that I wanted to be and tell my story. I remember being really devastated when I found out that the Spice Girls didn't write their own songs. It's like sometimes you've written something in the studio and you're in private, and then you go out on stage and you're saying it like in front of loads of people, makes you see it differently, you know? You're like, fuck, I didn't really think about this, and I was just like in my pants, like depressed.
Do you have like tour essentials that you have to bring everywhere with you?
My absolute tour essential would be comfy slippers. Like if you're in the van or whatever, and they have to be slippers you can wear like outside. Having the sensory regulation of something soft for me is helpful, because I think like changing settings and different dressing rooms and different smells and people and sounds every day. The one way that you can kind of keep things consistent for yourself is by like having a comfy pair of slippers.
I feel like I always have like a specific perfume that I like bring on tour with
Yeah,
me.
do you?
And then I spray it, and it's when I'm like not on tour, it like just brings back so many
Oh my god,
memories.
so
of
like
it.
if you were to spray it now, you'd be like, this is my tour smell.
Yeah, literally.
When are you gonna do an ASMR video?
Oh my god, that's so funny you said that. We recorded one the other night,
No.
but we're not going to post it.
Oh my god,
It
please
should
do.
not, the world should not see it.
I love it. I love it so much. And you'd be so good because your voice is so nice and soothing.
Do you have a favourite show that you've ever done?
One that came to mind, I was like, actually I had loads of technical problems. My guitar broke.
I find those are like the best sometimes.
Sometimes they are, yeah.
I do like we managed to do it despite all that.
There's always some fucking problem that happens, isn't there? There's always something that breaks and something that goes wrong and a chord that you forget. Or we played the Eden project after lockdown with Idols. I just remember thinking like I'd never play shows again, and I believed genuinely in my heart that like my career was over. And so like to suddenly be back like in this incredible like location with all these beautiful palm trees everywhere, playing to like God knows how many people, like I think there was like 10,000 people there or something. Idols asked me to play guitar for them. I had to go and get a different guitar because that one broke, obviously. And that was like so crazy. I just remember being like, what the fuck? So that was incredible. And then we stayed in like a travel lodge or something, and I just remember waking up the next day being like, fuck, I'm actually on tour again. This is like surreal, and it couldn't have been more perfect. And I think it was just like little things like having a fry up with my band at breakfast and like going back to the things that, because it's always your favourite bit about touring, it's never actually the shows, it's like singing Robbie Williams in the van is always the peak for me.
Like I'm so glad that I have Soph on everything I do, because we just like always have each other.
How did you get good at lip syncing? Is that a technique that you developed? Like, so I need to learn this because I'm so bad at it.
I just feel like I don't know, it comes natural.
You have to have really good rhythm. Like,
I feel like my biggest lip syncing tip, you just have to start with your mouth open before, otherwise you get like the millennial pause at the start
millennial
of the video.
pause! Oh my god, I am so the millennial pause.
Do you have like a favourite artist and or album of all time?
All time is rough, so thanks for throwing that one.
It's a huge question, sorry.
For, like, I guess for referencing, I'd say like Parallel Lines is a huge one for me, by Blondie. What I make, but then what I think I've just like done it to death. I don't know if I would desert island it. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I would just like die if I had to do that on a desert island because I've already done it to death. I love like Connor Oberst and Bright Eyes, and like I like classical songwriter rewriters like Leonard Cohen and stuff too. Like Lana in a band is like the dream vibe for me, but I know I've like done loads of other stuff since, but like she's always there in my writing, and like with her it's the first time I've been like, oh, Nancy Sinatra, like we have the same references there, or like we love like 60s, 70s, and I feel like I could go to the pub with her and we'd like listen to the same stuff.
Yeah, I feel like Lana's stuff like inspires me a lot in writing, but after doing like live shows and stuff, it just makes you wanna like
that's the thing, because I'm still like a rocker at heart, like a crusty rocker, so it's like how to combine the love of like vintage and like romance and nostalgia with like the obsession with like shreddy grungy riffs. But like we both have the same taste in music in that respect, and that's like why we get on musically.
Do you feel like when you're writing for other people you approach that very differently to when you're writing stuff for Black Honey?
I love like having a holiday from my feelings. Like I find that really stressful. Like to every day go into the studio and be like, how am I feeling today? Sometimes I just want to like switch that off a bit. And I think that does happen in writing sometimes. Like where I write like Beaches or whatever. Beaches is just like such a silly, nonchalant, like meaningless kind of like scat kind of thing. So it does happen, but rarely. I feel like I'm just like so emotional that I've got too much to process all the time. So yeah, I love to write for other artists, but then sometimes I'll like lay a song that I've written for another artist or with another artist to my band, and they'll be like, "You've just written your own lyrics here, mate." It was really fun working with you actually, because like I really liked how you approached like your concepts and stuff, and like building into the ideas you had. All your ideas are really strong.
Thank you.
Sometimes like Rick Rubin has this quote that's like the best collaboration of all time can be like nothing at all. Like the touch that you have on something can be like nothing. Do you have like a specific makeup that you're vibing with at the moment?
For stage stuff, I really love the like about face paints and stuff.
Let's have a look.
They're so good because they last.
Can you blend it with other stuff? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and you can like mix the colours
Oh
together.
wow,
And, like,
it does come out really strong.
It does.
You know, I tried like the matte lipstick where they're like, this lipstick doesn't move. I'm like, I will be the test of that. Like,
If
I
it
will come
comes
on
off on the
my
microphone.
eyebrow. I'm like, it's on my eyebrow at the end of a gig. Like, this is not a stay tight lipstick, guys.
Yeah.
Well, these are cool. Like the holographic stuff.
These are
stunning.
Danessa Myrick's. They're like all these like crazy duochrome.
Yeah. Oh my god, let's have a go. I like layering them over the colour as well. Then you can like blend and make new concepts.
I'm gonna take some inspo from that.
Yeah. I like fairy vibes as well at the moment.
Big fairy vibes.
Yeah.
You give big fairy vibes.
Thank you. I like to think I do the fairy vibe. I feel the ears. the elf ears. These are real. People get fake ear extensions to have these.
Yeah.
Well, I
That
have
I've got it all natural.
Yeah.
So you're a very visual artist and a very visual band. What kind of like eras and references and things inspire your visuals the most, do you think?
So I love like at the moment Martin Parr and like quite British lensed journalistic style stuff. He'll take like photos of like people in Sainsbury's, but somehow he'll make them look like they're like a painting. So a lot of the contemporary fashion people reference him a lot. Like he's like basically all of Nadia Lee's kind of vision is like from My
I
Parr.
love her, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's insane.
And I love Alex Praga as well, who does like the blue sky stuff. That's like a reference to that a lot visually. And then I like to do sort of like nostalgic vintage like throwbacks that feel romantic and but also like with a bit of a dystopian lens. Like I don't always want to be like everything is beautiful. I kind of like have a bit more of a critical like English satirical view of things. And I think like we've lived through this era where everyone's selling like the beautiful versions of themselves and like nothing feels real anymore. Like I feel like disassociated with the images that I see online and I don't connect with stuff that feels like so fake anymore because I just want something that I can relate to because like life and what we're seeing on screens is like a bigger gap than ever. And I think that's why shitposting does so well, right? Because like everyone loves to see like...
Love a shitpost.
Yeah, I love a shitpost and I want to see what people's real lives are like.
This colour's so perfect for this look.
Oh my god, yes, that looks so sick. This is the Abby Roberts palette. Oh my god, let's see. It was so crazy walking around Boots and seeing you like on a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like so wild.
I know, I wish I could do like a 2.0 because this was kind of like 2 years ago now that I made this one.
Was it? And you like, oh, I'd have done it so differently now.
Yeah, I would make, well, I won't say what
It's not like
do,
making a record, like, it represents you at the time, you know?
Yeah,
Make
exactly.
a palette at the time.
I know you said to me before that you felt like Black Honey as a band, you kind of like too dragged to fit into the typical like indie band scene.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're like proud of and you see as a good sign?
I definitely struggled with it at first. Like, I used to feel like, yeah, too drag for band world and then like too rocky for like pop world. Like I'll never be able to wear like hot pants and shake my ass like a pop star. And so like that.
No choreo.
Literally, like when you see like Lana on stage like her 48 dances. You're, like,
I know.
And I love how nowadays the dialogue is shifting and you're getting like much more like the Last Dinner Party are a great example of like they're basically like theatre meets rock and roll and it's like having those the more mixtures and like hybrid versions of rock and roll. Like I think rock music's just got this like very mono, very like binary, very like dick swingy, masculine thing about it. And like I'm already breaking the prototype just by being a woman. I guess like I spoke to other artists about it and like a lot of them said, well, if you don't feel like you fit in anywhere, then that's a good thing.
That's good, yeah. Making your own lane.
Yeah, and I'm starting to really like try and indulge that rather than be like ashamed or embarrassed. Like being a tattoo artist, so I'm training as a tattoo artist for anyone that doesn't know. And being a tattoo artist kind of taught me like it's good to be different. And I don't know why I've always naturally been a different from everyone and always been an outsider and a weirdo. But it's like for some reason in music I just needed to see how I fit into the picture. Whereas now I do tattoo art, I'm like, oh no, I've always been part of the bigger story and everyone has their little thing that's different.
Right. You can be a creative in like so many different ways, you don't have to limit yourself to...
Like you can be like a Lana heartthrob and you can also be feral. Like
exactly.
Like those things both. Like,
I relate to that.
Yeah, like it's all part of like me and like I've always been quite adamant that women have to like monolith themselves to feel like they exist. Like you either have to be like sexy or a raging punk.
And like speaking about like being a woman in music as well, I know that's something you've like advocated a lot for. I see you posting on socials a lot and we've spoke about it before as well. I'm curious, like what kind of advice would you give to new women in music?
Be very cautious about who you trust because people love to give unsolicited shit advice to women and it's all like if someone's telling you to take all clothes off, then think about that before you just do it. And if someone's like trying to change your artistic direction, like trust your instincts and trust your guts. Like you know, like what you like and you know what's good. And sometimes I like work with other artists to help them develop their stuff, and they'll be like, oh, I think I want to do this, but my manager's saying this. I'm like, well, it sounds like you know what you want to do. You know, it's like,
if you have a gut feeling, like,
go with
trust
that. Yeah. And like also, even if everyone else is being like, should you do that, if you're like feeling it deep down, then follow that and chase the feeling, because if you're feeling something strong, there's chances are that there's another woman that relates to you. And also, like, the road test that the music industry has is all done on men. So it's like, this is we're in an uncharted territory right now. Like, believe in yourself. I think like women are all trying to reduce themselves and minimize and shrink themselves down. But I feel like we have so much artistically to offer, and there's so much great creativity and work, and don't let men talk down to you about music and how things are done. You know how chords work, like you know how like to arrange a song, you know how structures should go. You have like an understanding of things more than you giving yourself credit.
I feel like that happens on tour so much, especially.
Like,
where
oh,
there's
you
like
know
these like sound guys. I remember like it was like one of the first gigs that we'd ever done as a band together, and I was still like very nervous about performing at the time as well. And there was this sound guy, and he was like, I hate female vocalists, like, because they don't know how to sing. They just whisper.
Oh, guys.
This guy.
Sort it out.
I was like, I didn't think people were like, you were real, but...
That you have to face a lot of, and it makes me mad, because like boys don't have that.
I feel like gigs for women, like even attending gigs as well, it's not always like the safest kind of space.
It's really grim, that. And like we've had it even at our shows where like girls will come up to us after the show and been like, we got like harassed or like touched inappropriately by men. In like, for me, like, I don't know why I think I'm exempt from it, but like I'm just like, why would you do that at our shows when you know that we're like proactively designing a space that's safe for women? Yeah.
And I think there's like part of the issue is there's like no consequences for that.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult thing because it's like, well, I guess what do you think like artists could be doing?
I think talking about it on social media and like posting about stuff when it happens and like raising awareness that like it's not appropriate or accepted in spaces that you're in. There's posters and signs and stuff can be quite helpful in the toilet cubicles, but you don't want the ones to be there for like, oh, when you do get assaulted, you want it to be like the ones that are like, if you assault anyone, that is illegal. Like if you touch people without their consent, you're gonna get kicked out. We need to create, and that's what I do as well, like I bring often mosh pits of women to the front. I really appreciate the allies in the room in that moment, and I think the girls really appreciate having allies in that situation too. Sometimes it can be a bit of a war where I'm like, guys, this is one song, like step aside, like let's bring the girls to the front.
Behave yourselves.
So bands create safe spaces for women and also non-binary people. We also like to invite those guys too, because I feel like everyone forgets that they exist. But
girls, gays and theys.
Girls, gays and theys.
So I thought we could do like a little star or something. And these are like face lace. They make so many different ones, and you can just like throw them on, reuse them. They're like sticky already, so.
This is what I need.
Yeah, they're super easy for like if you need a quick look.
Yeah, and like it looks like you've painted them on, right?
Yeah.
Like Euphoria's out, and I love to do like diamonds and crystals since Euphoria, but I feel like I always land a little bit in the like first festival girly rather than like elevated editorial Euphoria druggy realness.
In terms of like music that you're listening to right now, what do you feel like is exciting you the most?
Fontaines DC's Romance album.
So good.
Oh,
so good.
Just a fucking masterpiece. Like the production, everything. Like I couldn't even imagine it to have been as good as it is. It's like it's outdone everything that they've done and every expectation I thought I'd have from any band. Just I think it's nice as well that we're entering this new time where like indie bands can have a bit of depth and like music can have more depth, and we're like allowing space again for like more diversity in sounds and like a bit more of experimenting.
Yeah.
Like we went to see Mitski the other day, and like I don't know what I was expecting, but like I was shook by that performance. Like
it's like performance art. Like
If
the
someone had
interpretive
described to
dance,
you, like,
yeah.
right, Abby, we're going to see this artist and it's going to be like kind of country singing for like classical songs, but then with like interpretive dance, like with like musical theatre chairs, you'd be like, that sounds awful. Like, or I would anyway, I'd be like, what the hell? But when you see it, you're like, oh my God, we were like witnessing something.
Yeah.
It was like
It's
out
so
of this
different
world.
to like anyone else that I've seen like that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you to do my lips. It's every girl's dream to have you do their lips.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Going to festival with you was like, you were like, I've got red hair and a white dress on. I was like, babes, there's like 4,000 girly pops here wearing your exact outfit. Like, I don't know.
That was
like,
original.
You're the OG, don't worry, I knew it. They all knew it too.
Do you have like a main goal for this year in like personal or music, career, life, anything?
So I'm hoping to make a record this year. Feels a bit ambitious, but I've been writing a bunch. I think I've got like half a record, maybe, but like we'll see what happens. I'm ambitious.
Let the people at home into one of the like creative area of your life and give them access all areas to that aspect of your life. What would that be outside of music?
Oh, I would give them access all areas to like my flat and like painting and decorating my flat.
That like another passion of yours?
Yeah, like I love like my balcony garden, my tomato collection, painting like my flat. I'm gonna paint my spare room, and I'm trying to be like classy and demure about it, but like in reality, in reality I'm gonna just like paint a mural or like I don't know. I just like I can't hold back. Like I try and be like elevated and elegant, and I'm just a tacky hoe at heart.
You should just do what makes you happy. Yeah, honestly. Okay, last question for you.
Yeah.
If you could give everyone at home a song recommendation of the day,
yeah,
what is that song?
Oh, it's a song called Gears. I think it's called Gears by Divorce. I think they're such a sick band, and like I love the way that they write like the melodies and the way that the melodies like travel in this song. I don't know, just something really beautiful and like romantic and uplifting, but at the same time like there's like a happy sad to it, which I love.
Beautiful. Here is the look we've created today.
Oh my God, slay.
What do you think?
I'm obsessed.
Yay.
What the fuck? I think it's just like the way that like you understood like how I like to do my characters, but then I feel like this is so Abby.
Yeah.
Like, the Abby lip is like, this is an award-winning lip.
Really? I didn't know the lip was
The
like
lip is, yeah,
that over me.
I think like, especially like your new era, I'm like, this girl is the lip girly. Like, yeah, and like, I like the way that like the overdrawn of it is exactly how I would want to do it. I hate going and getting my makeup done by pros and they like make my lips look too small. I'm like, guys, you need to fake,
You've got
you need to fake the
give a
volume.
good overdraw.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, obsessed.
Amazing.
Ooh, it's giving Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Thank you so much for coming on, Izzy.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been the best.
Yeah, I love doing stuff with you.
If you have to let the people know at home, what have you got going on?
Come and check us out on Instagram, Black Honey, Spotify, Black Honey, and I'm also a tattoo artist, doing that at the moment. We'll be announcing tours in spring, hopefully, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, we're going to be doing some music making in between.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed seeing access all areas to Izzy's life, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye.